Please stay tuned while I call for our CEO at the WEEE Centre and Computers for Schools Kenya, along with Computers for Schools Kenya Institute and Digital Pipeline Africa, Mr. Boniface Mbithi. Welcome.
Thank you, Simone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are. Very.
Yes, I've really missed you guys in the office organizing this conference for the last few days. So as we come to the end, I want to say that this is not the end. I want to believe this is just the beginning. Looking at what has happened during the 3 days, we cannot say that we'll put an end to what we've started. So I want to believe we have the same excitement as we move to the next conference next year. There's a lot that has been discussed. I will not go through all that has been discussed, but the key issues that come out are the same issues that as WEEE Centre and other stakeholders have been pushing for. And it's good to see that these are issues and matters that have been discussed across the globe. When you look at issues of the legal framework, those are issues that we have to consolidate our minds and the efforts to see what legal frameworks would work for Africa. I like how Brazil are viewing e-waste, not as hazardous, but as a resource. So even for us, I think all the people that have been part of the conference, we have the same mindset that waste is not waste, but is a resource. So as we move to implementing the learnings of this conference, let's view e-waste as a resource. Let's come up with innovative ways to make sure that we're able to recover raw materials and resources from electronic waste. We look forward to having an Africa where transboundary movement is possible. I'm sure you know even traveling across Africa is a challenge. Yeah, you find sometimes it's even expensive to fly from an African country to another, rather than it should be cheaper compared to flying to Europe and other continents. So we will take baby steps, and I think listening to all the speakers that have been speaking about regulations and also matters to do with the transboundary movement, there is progress. I like what Sebastian has said. There is hope. I really believe there is hope. If we are having this conversation in 2021, it shows that we are headed in the right direction. People have spent a lot of time for the last 3 days. We have people who were attending the conference past midnight. Yeah, when you look at the time difference, we've had people from Latin America, from Europe, from across the globe, creating time to participate in this conference and share the ideas. I don't want to come out as an expert. The experts have spoken, so it's just us trying to pick up from what different people have come up with. We should not, I also like what Helena said, we should not just have these discussions and not implement them. So for us as the organizers of the conference, we will come up with a report. There will be a magazine that will be circulated to all the participants. The magazine will capture all the sessions that we went through the entire 3 days. And then from that, we'll also come up with recommendations so that as we take a break for the next couple of months and come back next year, when we come back, we have made progress and there's impact. So that we don't just come, have 3 days of discussions and then close and there's no impact. I want to believe with all the brilliant minds that have been in the conference, we'll be able to continue lobby the producers, because we've said that we want to have producers taking responsibility for the US that is being generated. So we have to come up with ways of lobbying for producers to take responsibility. We have to lobby our governments for EPR regulations to be in place, and then have PRO also effected. That way we have a holistic approach to e-waste management. We have companies that will not just be cherry pickers, but we look at e-waste from cradle to cradle instead of looking at it from cradle to grave, so that we're able to recover as much resources as we can. We have to also move together to look at more collaborations. And I think most of the speakers have mentioned about collaborations. And as WEEE Centre, one of the reasons why we organize this conference is to look at how stakeholders and different people in the sector can collaborate. Because matters to do with the environment, we do not think only one person can solve that. We have to use partnerships and collaborations to achieve that. We are at a place where the globe is producing 53.6 million metric tons of e-waste. Yeah? And by 2030, it's projected to hit 74 million metric tons. So if we don't take action, I think we'll live in a very polluted earth. I was reading in the morning, somebody asked, will e-waste take over the world, or will the world take over e-waste? So I hope the world will take over e-waste. We'll be able to recover value and recover resources. As a continent, we have to look at going into innovations that will guarantee proper recovery of these precious metals. We have different discussions to go into urban mining. These are things that through collaborations, I feel we'll be able to achieve. So I don't want to go into all the details of what has been discussed. For us is to say that from WEEE Centre, we are very honored. We lack the words to even express our gratitude to all the participants and the speakers who have created time. The speakers have been amazing. They have really given their all. They have given their time. We don't know how to thank them enough. Our sponsors, Close the Gap, World Loop, Olivier, we've worked with Olivier for a long time. We are happy that you've seen that this is important and taken upon yourself to sponsor this conference, which has been a success. We have a team that I don't know how to thank them. They have been in a situation room where Simone has been for the last 3 days. I wish there was a way we could see that team, Simone. So that team has worked, I think, around the clock, yeah, to ensure that we're able to have this conference. That's Sarah. There's another team there. I'm seeing a couple of people, yeah. So you can see they're in a situation room, very busy. So these are people who have gone an extra mile to ensure that this conference is a success. You can see they have very many screens. Their laptops, they have been connected to more than 4 different Wi-Fi service providers. Unfortunately, sometimes it was going down. They had to get power backups. So it's been a good run. So we congratulate everybody that has put in work and time to make this a success. So being the first conference, the next conference will be in 2022 from 7th September to 9th September. So we hope by that time we'll have made more progress into all the matters that we've discussed. We'll keep all participants, all speakers engaged with the different circulars that will be shared and getting more ideas on how we can make this better. So without taking much of your time, I will not say it is my honor, because I'm not honored to close the conference. I wish to have gone on and on, as these are very important matters that we've really discussed. But Simone and the team, thank you very much. Thank you all the speakers. Thank you the organizers. Thank you to the sponsors and everybody that has made this possible. So we take a break for the next couple of months and hope to see everyone again in 7th September to 9th September 2022. Thank you, and let's keep safe and watch all the COVID protocols. Thank you.
Thanks so much. And bye-bye to everyone in the audience. Take care.